Hey guys, Juice here. I am here to be filming a new video for you guys today. I am out back today, so we'll see how this works. I have my puppies out back coming in and out of our doggy door. It's also a little chilly tonight, so I'll be really wearing my sweater in this video. Today's video is going to be my currently reading update for the weekend and the end of the year book tag, and I'll leave all my friends who should do this book tag down below. You don't have to talk about currently reading in the beginning of your video like I do, but I would love to see what you guys are currently reading, so go ahead and check out the description box down below. I have a stack of books right here that I'm either in the middle of or I want to read next. I have four books right here, so I'm going to start off with the first one. This first one is my third book for Believe-a-thon, which is a readathon that Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin has been hosting all month of November, and I'm only on my third book and I'm really enjoying it so far, and that is Paola Santiago and the Rivers of Tears by Taylor K. Mehesh, I think is how you say that author's name. This is part of the Rick Riordan Presents imprint that he's been doing for the past couple of years. I don't know how far I am exactly in this book because I was listening to the audiobook while getting set up out back. And I'm like 5 or 6 chapters into this book and I'm really enjoying it. I'm also buddy reading this with my friend Lori for the Believe-a-thon, so I'm really excited to see where she's at this book and hopefully talk to her later tonight after I film this video. But yeah, this is one of my main focus. It's so loud. This is one of my main focus, and I'm hoping I will get this one done over the weekend since this is a middle grade, and I've been loving the 2 middle grade books that I've read so far. Then the next book I hope to read this weekend is The Wife Between Us by Gary Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. This is the adult mystery thriller novel that I talked about in my November TBR. This was a TBR jar I picked a couple months ago and I just haven't got around to it till now. So hopefully I can get around to it this month. I think I will because I already have it tabbed up on my pages because I'm buddy reading this with my friend Heather, and I think Heather already started this book if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know much about this one. I read You Are Not Alone by this author and I wasn't a big fan of it, so I'm really hoping I will like this one, and that's all I have to say for this book. The next book I started last night because I finished Wondersmith, which I forgot to grab because I wanted to show off in this video, but I finished Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. I gave that a 4 out of 5 stars. And then I picked up Reverie by Ryan LaSalle. This is a debut novel from this author and I got it from Book of the Month, and I just love this blue. It's all blue, one of my favorite colors even though I don't wear it that much. Reverie, it follows our main character named Kane Montgomery, and it says all Kane Montgomery knows for certain is that the police found him half dead in the river. That's literally the first line of this sentence, so of the summary. So that's kind of what hooked me, and like of course there's more to the story and there's LGBT characters in here and we love that. So I am really enjoying this. I am about 80 pages into it. Doesn't look that much in the bookmark, but I'm 80 pages into this one and I'm hoping to have this one finished during the weekend. Next book I'm hoping to start this weekend. It's very short and my friends from karate would be very happy with me, and that is The Oracle Spirit by Travis Pond. My friend Aiden and AJ Pond, this is their dad's book and they gave this to me in March or April and I still haven't read it. I started it but I never completed it, so I'm restarting it this weekend and hoping to read it all in 1 or 2 sittings. So that's what I'm hoping to get to this weekend or this month in general. And I'll be right back because I need to fix my stack here because I just realized the stack of books that I have is backwards from when I need to talk about the questions, so I'll be right back. So moving on to the book tag, which we're here for today. Like I said, it's the end of the year book tag. There are 6 questions here to talk about. I believe the creator of this book tag was Ariel from Ariel Bissett, who I'll try and link their channel down below. There is a question at the last question I kind of messed up on, which you guys can see. I messed up on writing it down because I was thinking of something else while writing down the questions. So I have all the questions written down here. So I'm gonna just get started. The first question is, any books you started this year that you need to finish? And yes, I do. I have 4 books here that I have for this answer, and the first one is The Bromance Book Club by Alyssa K. Adams. This is the first in a new series by this author, and I started this one back in April, and I just never got around to finishing it. I'm still on chapter 10, so maybe I'll pick this one back up during tis the season is on. And then I started this one in September, and that was Queen of Faults by Amanda Foody. I was so excited to read this one, you guys. I read King of Fools back in July, and I really loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pick this book up right when this come out. And I pre-ordered this book, and it came out, and I got it in the mail, and I haven't read it yet. I started it. I'm 80 pages into this one. This one, I don't remember what I've read of it, so I'm definitely restarting on this one, and plus I want to restart this one because it is a final book in the trilogy. So hopefully in November or December I can wrap this trilogy up and finish it off this year. Then I also started another popular release, and that is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. This is a prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy, which I read all the Hunger Games books, and you guys know that I love the Hunger Games. I started this one as well, obviously. That's why I put this one in this question. And this one follows President Snow when he's in his 10th annual Hunger Games, I believe. What I've read of it was like very confusing. I literally got to page 135 of this book, and I don't know why I haven't continued reading it. Maybe it just wasn't a me book at the time, but I'll probably will pick this one up either next month or in 2021. And then the last book that I have for this answer, wow, this back is very dirty, and that is Kingsbane by Claire Legrand. I started this one back in July as well. I think it was Tome Topple that was happening in July. My puppies did chew on this book, and I'm a little mad at it. I read the first book to this trilogy in March or April this year finally, so I was like, okay, time for me to buy the sequel. And I actually didn't buy the sequel. My friend Sydney bought the sequel for me off my Amazon wish list, and I was very thankful for her. And I again started this one, but I haven't finished it. Let's see, page 95 is what I got to in Kingsbane, and I think I was buddy reading this with my friend Mandy, if I'm not mistaken. This is the second book in the trilogy, so it's really hard to talk about sequels for me, but yeah, this is one of the few books that I started this year and never finished, so that might be my theme for December's TBR. We'll see. Next question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition you into the fall season? And yes, I usually read a lot of fantasy. As you can tell, there was a lot of fantasy here. But I also discovered that I love mystery thrillers. So 2 of my favorite mystery thriller books that I read this year. One of them I actually didn't read this fall, but I kind of wish I saved it for the fall. And that is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. This one I read during my camping trip when I got this back in June. I got this super early, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna physically read this. And I did, and I loved it. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars, and it was just super creepy. And like, I read this during my camping trip too, so like we were like out in nature and all that. And I was also reading this by the campfire one of the nights, I remember, and I got chills while reading this book. But yeah, this is my third or second Riley Sager novel, and I really loved it. I'm hoping to read The Final Girls by him soon. Maybe I'll put that on my backlist title that I want to do for 2021, and then also get to his new book that comes out next year. So Riley Sager, well done. I really love this book. Definitely one of my favorite books of 2020. So if you want a dark, creepy, atmospheric read, definitely check out this one. I talked about this in my 2020 wrap-up, so check that video out if you haven't heard me talk about this one yet. The next one that I read recently and I really liked, I didn't love this one as much as Home Before Dark, but that is Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is a new novel by this author. I heard about this author before because she's the author of Gods of Jade and Shadows, I think, which I hear nothing but amazing things about that one. So I was really excited to read this one. I also read this one because this was the Dragon Tea book club pick for September, I think, if I'm not mistaken. This one is shorter than Home Before Dark, so I was able to fly through this one quicker. And I did have the audiobook of this one, unlike Home Before Dark. Mexican Gothic I did talk about in my September wrap up. I think it was September or October. The months are blending in with each other. But I give this one a 4 out of 5 stars, and I really am, if you guys haven't read this book yet, you guys should definitely check it out. Question number 3 is there a new release you're still waiting for? And the question to this is yes, there are 3 new releases. One of them is the 4th and final book in the Ember Quartet series, so not a Reaper at the Gates, because I still want to read this book this month, but I want to read A Sky Beyond Storms, I believe is what the 4th one is called. That's the one that I pre-ordered recently, so I'm waiting on my pre-order to come in. That's supposed to come out December 1st, so I'm really excited to see what the finished hardcover would look like, and I am just really excited and nervous to finish this series off because I just recently reread book 1 and 2 again, and then I'm reading this one at the moment as well, but I took a little break from this because I wanted to wait until we had our discussion for book 2. And so I don't want to stay away from this book too long, so I might restart this one again and just fall in love with it the first time. I'm real excited to read, like I said, book 3 and 4, and I'm hoping to complete the series this year. If not, then definitely in 2021. The next question, oh yeah, and then the other 2 books that I'm still waiting for is Admission by Julie Buxbaum. This is the YA contemporary novel coming up from Julie Buxbaum. She will tell me 3 things, what to say next, and hope another punchline. I read all 3 of them, and all 3 of them have been 5-star reads for me, so I'm really hoping this one will be a 5-star read as well. I will try and put covers up on the screen if I know how to do that. If not, I'll leave them linked down below. Another one I'm anticipating this month, that one also comes out on December 4th or December 1st, and the next one that comes out on December 1st as well is The Cousins by Karen M. McManus. This is her new YA mystery thriller, or more like a young adult thriller. It's set in the same world as One of Us is Lying is what I hear, so I'm really excited to get that one from my public library. That one I'm not pre-ordering just because I do have it coming from my public library, so I have that one on hold, and hopefully that will come to me the day it comes out. Question number 5 or 4, I'm skipping one. Question 4 is 3 books you need to read by the end of the year. 2 of these you saw on my top 10 books that I would like to read by the end of 2020, and one of these I just got and you saw in my reading vlog, and the first one I want to read by the end of the year is You Have a Match by Emma Lord. Hi Rocket. You Have a Match by Emma Lord. This is a YA contemporary novel from Emma Lord. She's the author of Twig Cute, which I read earlier this year and I really loved it. I gave her first book a 5 out of 5 stars, so I'm real excited. This one comes out, I don't know when it's on sale. It says on sale January 2020 or 2021, I mean. I don't know the exact date. I'll leave it on the screen or down below in the description box. But this one comes out in 2 months, so I want to try and read this in November or December, one of these 2 next couple of months. And then the same goes for Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I was supposed to read this. No, leave it. I was supposed to read this one back in September with my friend Charlie, but I just never got around to it, and they already finished this trilogy, so I'm really excited to start this one and hopefully read it and love it like they do. And my dogs are sniffing all the books that I have. And yeah, I have the whole trilogy now, so like I can binge read this whole trilogy if I wanted to. And then this one is also on my 2020 list that I want to read by the end of 2020, and that is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Last Hour series, and I am hoping to buddy read this in the month of December with my friend Taylor, and I am real happy to get to this one soon. And finally we're getting to it, because this has been out since March and we've been so busy and pushing this book back and back, and we're like, okay, finally we can read it, since we both won't have a lot of work coming up since it is the holidays. So we thought this might be a perfect like way to end our buddy reads of 2020. So Taylor, whenever you're ready to read this, let me know and I'll text you whenever. But yeah, this is the first book in the Last Hour series, and everyone has been loving this book and reading this book except me. The next book that I have, or the next question is there a book that you think can still shock you? And yes, I have two answers for this. The first one is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. This is a sequel to Skyward, which I read last year, and I've been talking nonstop about this book. Literally in every single TBR video, I think this is in it. So I'm like, I have to read it this month. If not this month, then I'll probably read it next month, because December I want to like catch up on some series and complete some series as well. So like I said, this is a sequel, so it's really hard to talk about. All I know is that this has just been sitting on my shelf for quite a while. Sorry, Rocket my dog is being funny. We have our pool cover on and for our pool, and he's being like very weird with it. Sorry, I got distracted. Anyways, Starsight is the sequel to Skyward, which I talked about a lot on my channel, and I just, like Haley from Haley and Bookland said, it's been a while since I read the first book for this series, so I might reread book one and then read this one and hopefully get this one off my TBR show. And then the final book I think that can shock me for this year is The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. This is the second book in the adult fantasy trilogy that got completed back in August, I think. And I'm real excited / nervous to read this one because of my friend Libby, who I'll be one of the people that I'm tagging down below. Read this book in September, and she got in a mini reading slump just because of how amazing this book is. So I'm real excited to see what that means by that. I am getting ready to pick up the third book in this trilogy from my public library, so hopefully I can binge read both book 2 and book 3 this year and try and complete that trilogy this month. So we'll see if I'll be able to or not. But yeah, The Kingdom of Copper is the second book in the, I don't know what you called, the City of Brass trilogy. I don't know if the series has an actual series name. I call it the City of Brass trilogy. I'm sure there's like another name for the series, but I call it the City of Brass. And I buddy read the first book with my friend Libby. I was supposed to buddy read this one with my friend Libby, but of course I haven't yet, so I'm hoping to read this by myself sometimes in the next 2 months. And then the final question for the end of the year book tag is, have you made any reading plans for 2021 or reading goals? Yes, I have. I made a couple reading goals already, which I'll make a video for that coming in December. And then I also have a couple like most anticipated reads list happening already for 2021. So I'm real excited to do a video of that each month. I thought that I would do a new releases for each month of the year video at the beginning or towards the end of the month. It would make sense once I do it. And then I have a reading goal of reading either 100 books for 2021 or 200 books, because I'm almost at 200 books for 2020. I think I'm at like 180, so I'm very close to it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please check the description box down below for who I'm tagging. And if you haven't done this video yet and want to be tagged, here you are, you've been tagged. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you love this video, please give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn your notification on to get notified whenever I post, and I will be having a new schedule. I'm posting Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you have a great day or night, and I'll chat with you in the comments down below. Bye.